Hey everyone, Corrie here, coming in to do the energy update for this new moon that we have in Libra, and it's happening on October the 2nd and October the 3rd. And so this moon also comes with the Ring of Fire energy, which is always so enthusiastic and fun and interesting. Very interesting times. We're in very interesting times. Things are not as they seem is the theme that is coming up. And so there is a lot of illusions that are coming around with this moon. Also, what's coming up with this moon is that it's tied to the Ring of Fire is tied to the solar eclipse. And so this partial solar eclipse that's happening is influencing the energy that is coming with this moon. And where am I feeling this moon? I'm feeling this moon deep into my shadow self. And so really, truly paying attention. And this, you know, the moon always brings the darkness, but this eclipse, this Ring of Fire, kind of brings us to a realization. So it may be a period of where you are really coming to some serious realizations in your life. You may have been running on or allowing the shadow to take over. You may have been recognizing that the presence of the shadow, so your fears, your egoic, unhealthy egoic self may have been making a comeback, making an entrance back in your life. You may have been overcommitting, making too big of plans, overdoing things, and all of a sudden it's just starting to hit you that maybe I need to pull this back a bit. Maybe I need to rein myself back in, rein back in this energy, pull back in. And so there is some pulling back that comes with it, and not so that we can pull back to stop, so that we can really be clear of what we want, where we're going, where we see ourselves in 3 months, 6 months, a year. We are at a pivotal point of where things are turning around, where things are finally launching, taking off. But if you start to cultivate and create a life now that is for the essence of everything that you feel you have been denied, everything that you think that everything that you're thinking that you need in your life right now, like, I need to create this big life, I need to be a somebody, I need this kind of, you know, we need this kind of home, we need to do this. You may find yourself having to really step back and recognize, where was that coming from? Was that to create some sense of false illusion of safety and security? So there is a lot of illusions that are here. Now, we do have a strong presence of that foreign energy that's coming in with this little moon that's orbiting around the big moon, and it is kind of doing its own little dance. It feels very foreign, but what I've been picking up since I've been doing the channeling in the last couple days is that it appears to have an immaturity, but it's not immature. It brings up an immaturity within ourselves. So you may feel restless, you may feel like you want to burst something out. So be aware of outbursts, be aware of conflict, be aware of, you know, returning to the immature, emotional immature self, or the spiritually immature self, because there is an immaturity with this that is coming. It feels as if, you know, when we have something foreign, we don't know what to do with it. So we try to compensate. We try to make up for something. So it's like we're trying to make up for something. They're trying to, you know, it's like if you were the kid who was the nerd and you weren't the popular one, and now you find yourself right now trying to convince yourself that you need to become the popular one. Take a good look in the mirror and really, really look at the proof that you're seen, you're loved, you're all of those things, because it is playing out. I notice even in my own self, even as I'm speaking, it's like there's this, like a party going on in the back here that's interfering, is trying to interfere, and it's like this agitation comes with it sometimes of just be quiet. And it's a sense of body imaging or picking out my own flaws. And I noticed it when I was recording last time. I could hear, why would you want to do that? Look at you. You know, you're not smart enough for that. And I'm like, whoa, I don't talk to myself that way. And I can hear it back here. So it is giving me, it's given me the heads up, the knowing that no matter who we are, no matter how far we've come, that the shadow aspect of ourselves, the doubts, the insecurities, the fears, those parts of ourselves, it's not that the shadow doesn't get eradicated. It gets listened to. It gets understood, but it also doesn't get to lead your life. It doesn't get to be in charge anymore. This is where the light is. And so this little energy coming from this moon is also getting a big ass lesson from Mother Moon, from Grandmother Moon, that's saying, I was here first. I know all about this, but they have two different purposes. They have totally different ways of the energy is two different energies. It's like a tuning. And so there is a tuning button that is on this little moon's energy and then on the big moon's energy. And one changes the channel and the other one changes the frequency. One is for, or one turns up the volume. And so this, our big moon is turning, it's really truly making us aware of repeat channels of what we listen to over and over and over again and what we believe. And this one over here is saying, you know, are you ready to really truly turn something up and turn something else down? And so there's an entrance of the divine energy that is coming in. It doesn't have everything that it needs yet to fully be a powerful punch. It's not here to take out the other moon, but it's here to work together with our moon energy. And so there is a shift that is happening, and we're going to be noticing this because our moon energy ties into our feminine energy. So really truly being able to be softer with our words and our thoughts, to recognize, okay, this is coming back to me again. Why is this coming back to me again? What, you know, where did I go off track? What did I lose of myself? Or what is it trying to tell me that I'm not listening to? So there may be something we're not listening to. So if you were, you know, bullied as a child, if you were mocked, if you were picked on, or not even a child, through adult, if you were in a relationship with somebody and you all of a sudden and it wasn't great, it was toxic, it was like codependency type of thing or anything like that. But all of a sudden you start remembering, oh, but they were so good. We had good times and we did this. You need to really check what you're tuning into, because you're tuning in to something that allows you to be able to see a way back to the past, because the past is trying to bring us back. But you need to tune that out and tune back into the truth, and the truth of why it was the way it was. And it doesn't mean one person or the other is to blame. It means it's not for you. So there's a lot of areas that are bringing up this energy. It's just saying, this is not going to be for you. That's not going to be for you. Is this really for you? Who is this for? Is this for the shadow aspect of yourself, or is this for the truth? And I'm like, we're going back and forth. So being able to neutralize, finally be able to neutralize the past, the experiences of the past, be able to finally put a stamp of sealed, healed, sealed, done, putting it in the filing cabinet. I am putting this now in the filing cabinet. I will pull this out when needed. But I have dealt with this, I have resolved this, I have ended this, and I am ready for new, because the ring of fire is like, get in the center, get in the middle of this, and have a really good look. And so it feels as if the council is with us. We have our spiritual council, and the spiritual council is just coming through and just saying, get in the middle here. And this is where I'm really picking up the power of the violet flame. And I can feel the essence of Mother Mary and Isis and Saint Germain. Like, there's just such a powerful violet flame energy. And it's been a while since I've really gone back into the violet flame meditations and engaged in that conversation of doing trance meditation and traveling in through. Now I'm always with the council. I'm always in that energy. But there is something that's just saying this ring of fire is giving us the opportunity to greet and meet with the council. That there is a new member. There's a new member in your guides. There is a fresh view, or something that takes us deeper, that gives us like oxygen to be able to go deeper and to dive deeper, to finally be able to find the resolution of something that keeps us returning to and repeating something of the past. And that conversation, that ending of everything that keeps us going forward might put a pause or a halt or a shift or a change into some of the things you were about to step into. And remembering that we are now here to expand our perspective, our vision, our knowing, our truths. Our truths are getting bigger. And as truths get bigger, lies are getting smaller. The darkness is not having such a powerful hold. And I don't mean like something demonic. I mean in ourself, being blinded by a narrative, being blinded by being so closed down that we can't see any other way. And so we're really open up to see there is many ways. There's many ways home. There's many ways to do something, right? There's not just one way. And so we don't have to keep repeating the same track or a same pattern. There's many ways to do things. There's many ways to make things happening. And I really feel like this moon is opening us up so that we can really truly extract our diamonds, get back into, so really truly get into that inner self and opening up the doors, opening up something inside of ourselves so it has an enthusiastic feeling. But I'm looking at like an old radio is what I'm seeing, that has, it has two dials. It has the ones that turns the channel and has the other one that turns the volume up and down. And I feel like we're turning channels and we're getting like static, and all of a sudden something clicks and sets in. Then we have the volume. So we're turning the volume down on the shadow. We're turning the volume up on our divine. And we're going to start moving the channel button and finding our way. And something new is going to hit. So new inspiration, new truths, or, the things that just says, what was I about to do? What am I up to? And why am I about to do that? And that could be so much as probably canceling a plan, making a change of plans that you really wanted to do, and then all of a sudden doubt is coming in. But if you're already in motion towards a plan or direction, it's probably something, it might not be the whole big plan itself. It might be something in there. It's something of a doubt. It's something that's keeping you, it's something that's been a record that just keeps playing over and over and over. And if you listen to a radio station long enough, it just repeats itself. It's only a limited amount of information, right? Sometimes we got to change the channel. So this new moon is also bringing an upgrade. It is giving, it's not here. This little moon's not here forever. And because it's not here forever, it's here for a specific amount of time. So take advantage of this energy. And because it feels foreign, it's back and forth, back. So you're up and down. So until this becomes comfortable, or it's not even going to be comfortable, until until it kind of regulates itself. You may be going up and down in your own emotions. You may be riding the wave. You may be all over the place, scattered energy. It's to be expected. Expect that to happen sometimes, but not let it own you, not let it control you. There's a center. Get back to center. It's about getting back into the center and then being able to consult with this and consult with that. What is it that noise that's going on back here? And do you just want to go back and join the party? You're thinking, well, they sound like they're having so much fun. But go back there and get back in that shadow for a few hours and you'll hear all the same shit. You're going to feel the same way you once felt. Go back to that place. You're going to recognize that that's not the place for you. That's not the people for you. So you may have people of the past coming back in. You may have all kinds of stuff that begin to happen. But you also get people who who show up in your life to say, oh, you know, like, especially if you're doing well, especially if you're doing well in your life, and they're just like, oh, you know, I seen you're doing so well, and I just thought, you know, maybe we should reconnect. You don't need to reconnect. You don't need to go there, because you're doing well, because you have changed your environment, right? Sometimes we've really got to be aware of our environment and the environment we're existing in, and making the changes in that environment, and being able to begin the journey of not just surviving, but the journey of thriving. So we are moving through this landscape of rooms and chambers of energy that is just speaking. But imagine a radio, and imagine you got a radio, and you want to listen to something new. Well, you got to change the channel, right? And then you got to turn the volume down on what is always has been the noise and the static, and then turn it up and tune into what it is that is really truly engaging, inspiring, feels light, feels energetic, feels like it has some level of enthusiasm, excitement, makes us smile. It makes us smile. And it really truly can be the energy that makes us smile. So one of the intentions to set was, does this feed my deepest truth? Not my deepest longing, but my deepest truth. And sometimes we don't know that deepest truth until we begin to listen. It's like, well, what is that deepest truth? What is it that I, not my shadow self, on a soul level, what is it? What is it that I truly have been hoping for, searching for, seeking? And listen for your divine to speak. And it's so easy to say the simplicity of words such as, oh, I've been searching for love, I've been searching for happiness. But that's the robotic. If we emotionally, because we're emotionally maturing and expanding, so if we can expand on those, that's the habitual language, because that gives us permission to keep continually doing the things that still feed the shadow, but is also keeping us in our sense of safety sometimes. But beyond that, what's beyond that? Tell me something deeper. So this energy really wants you to be vulnerable. It wants you to open up. It is opening you up. It's opening us up to new possibility, new language, new things that is coming in. And it's like, I'm curious. What is this? What does this have for me? And so when I really truly got frustrated enough and got mad enough that I turned off all the recording, it was like a 30-minute recording that I had done for this moon previously, and I hit the stop button, and just before I hit stop button, I felt my eyes roll. I felt the new channel come in. I felt that connection. And it was just like, are you sick of that? Are you sick of that yet? Are you sick of that story yet? And I just knew in that moment that the message that I kept hearing was, why are you so afraid? Why are you so afraid to be happy? Why are you so afraid to be you? Why are you so afraid to say, you speak for me? You speak for God. You speak for the divine. Why are you so afraid? And why do you keep trying to give that? Why do we have to pull teeth to get here? So I don't know where that even came from today, but it was there. It was there. And I always trust, and I always give the most vulnerable, honest message, because there is always in the background the conversations that are happening. But it's been so heavy today that I had to keep re-recording and going back and going. And so the always was not that it's always in this video, but it's the doubt that steps in after the video where I don't even listen to my own self. Because the minute it's out, I just have to let it go, because I can't listen to it. And then when I'm in the divine, it's sometimes hard to stay. So you just never know what that chatter is, but we're moving and tuning in. And so back into this, they're taking me back for a minute before I let you go. As we're moving into that violet flame energy, is so that we can put in to that violet flame what we're ready to have transformed, transmuted, to be changed. What about myself am I ready to allow the divine to transform about me that I have been holding on to, that I am in control of, that I think I'm in control of, that part of myself that it's like, well, that's just who I am. No, it's who we become. And this is not this is like 20 layers down. Yours may be on the surface, right? You may be just touching the surface now and beginning the journey, but it's the beginning of either awakening, or it is where we have finally been diving deep enough that we're getting to the gem of it all. And this is a gem moment. And so there is this energy. It's like, are you done? And so I'm interested to hear from you what this is for you, and how this moon is influencing you, and what's coming up for you through this moon. And of course, you got the whole October message. So it is usually about intentions, but when you really truly pay attention to your intentions and the motive behind the intention, and even the so-called so good intent, this is my good intention. What am I really trying to achieve? What am I really trying to prove? And what language am I using that is now so outdated that it's now time for an upgrade? And it's time for a massive upgrade, a shift. And of course, it's coming on like an old-fashioned radio, right? Because that's the vision they're giving me. And when it's simplicity. Once we can finally eradicate all these things that stand in the way, it is so simple to be able to connect to turning the dial to channeling into music to our ears that is pleasing, and turning off that which is not, and also being able to turn that volume up and down so that we know the shadow's there. And sometimes we have to listen to what it has to say, and other times we have to turn it down, and we have to remind ourselves we don't need to go back there. We have to recognize that it's still there, and that it's not going to be gone. It's going to still be there. And when and why and how does it reappear in our lives? What's happening in our lives that brings it back, that activates it, that triggers it for us, that takes us back into that response that we have, and then look at what do we need to do to be able to moving from survival to thrive mindset. Because thriving is a beautiful place to be. I send you so much love, and I hope this new moon message resonates with you. And I really hope to hear from you in the comments about your experience with this moon energy as you travel through it, or through the whole October, because it is a big energy. There's a lot that I have left that is in, because of course I don't edit them out. But in the whole October, there's a lot of little nuggets that's in there. So listen to both. And also you can listen to your year and the end of the year forecast reading that I did for each and every zodiac sign. And if you have not listened to the 2024, go back and listen to those. And if you're in Newfoundland, come see me in October. I will be there the 15th to the 24th, and I'll be in Corner Brook, Gander, St. John's, or Grand Falls, St. John's, all those areas. Go check it out on my website. It's in the description below, or go directly to my website, or you can also check it all out on Eventbrite. I hope to see you all very soon, and I look forward to what is transpiring as we move through and beyond this moon, and what is coming. I feel an excitement. I feel a happiness. A happiness. Whoa. See the happiness. What word would I use? I feel finally, for the first time in a long time, I feel enthusiastic. That's it. For the first time in a very long time, I feel enthusiastic, even though my life is changing drastically. And, and there's big changes, which are not changes that I would want, but they're changes. And so, yeah, but I am feeling enthusiastic, which is interesting. So I'm going to really journal on that myself. So what's coming up for you? What will you journal on? I send you much love. Thank you for being here, and have a beautiful October.